Okay, so I'm on my way back from the Keystone Clash, and I thought I've got all these hours to drive, and something's on my mind about a discussion that I had, and what a better time to just put it out there, make a video, than while I'm driving here. And the discussion that I had a really nice discussion, debate, whatever you want to call it, with a number of fish keepers that are also YouTubers or involved in the YouTube community and involved in some of them involved in the fish industry about Medaka rice fish and their views on the Medaka rice fish. And so the first topic that came up was, are Medaka a popular fish that's going to take off and grasp the hobby and be really popular and stay around, or are they just a fad that's going to fade away in a month or two? And my personal view of it, what I believe is that they're here to stay, that the Medaka rice fish will continue to grasp the attention of the hobbyist and grow and become more popular. The people that were arguing that it's a fad fish and it'll go away, were viewing it that Medaka are a summer tub fish, and whenever the summer tubs go away, the interest in the Medaka will fade, and with the interest in the fish fading every year, more and more people will get out of it and it will go away. They also said that Medaka are basically the same thing as white cloud mountain minnows, and the white cloud mountain minnow, while it has gained some popularity recently, is nowhere near as popular as it used to be, and its popularity isn't getting to anywhere near like a guppy or a rainbow fish or something like that you won't see multitudes and multitudes of varieties of those of the white clouds in pet stores, and you don't now, or will you ever see that variety in pet stores of rice fish. I don't necessarily agree with any of that, but it's good to look at that perspective. And then the discussion went on to if Medakas do maintain popularity and grow in the hobby, what will be popular? What is best for the hobby? Is it just the mixed variety of Medaka is a Medaka, and put a platinum Medaka with a black Medaka, and it doesn't matter, that's what you need in the hobby? As they say with guppies, the mutt guppy, or in this case the mutt Medaka, is what is best for the hobby, and that's where the hobby will go. And the other argument was, what's best for the hobby is the different strains of Medaka, or the different lines of Medaka that you've got. And I'm not versed in all the specific names or whatever, but you want to keep the platinum Medaka separate from the blue Miyuki or whatever. You want to keep all your different styles separate, kind of like how some of the guppies are, that you want to keep your blue cobras separate from your black Moscows and that type of stuff, that you want your specific strains. That was an argument that is what the hobby needed and where it would go in the future. There was discussion on the common man versus elitism, and that if you try to do the specific strains, you'll drive people away from the hobby. And then there was the rebuttal that if you go completely mutt Medaka, that you will muddy the waters and people will lose interest in Medaka quickly. So let's look at it at what do I think, what is the appeal to me, or what would I think the appeal to the hobby would be for the Medaka rice fish. So basically, in general, and my terminology may not be the best, but the way that I see Medakas and the appeal to the hobby of the Medakas is that they are a mix between a koi, like a koi goldfish that you would keep out in a pond, and a guppy. No, I'm not meaning the genetic hybrids between those two species. I mean the appeals that those two types of fish have. The Medaka brings both of that in one fish to the hobby. So what I'm meaning by that is the rice fish have the small body of the guppy, so you can keep multiples of them in a tank, in a 10 or 20 gallon tank, and they're fine. You don't need, in a koi you can't do that. You got to have a pond because they get so large. The Medakas don't get that large, so you can keep them in a small body of water in a tank. They're community safe, so you can put them in with community fish. They're very hardy, that you can have them in a heated tank. They don't require a heated tank. You can keep them at room temperature. They're very easy to breed. They take very little effort to breed, but it is a little more than a guppy would take, so it adds a little challenge there. But you can do it by mistake or by accident and have fry in your tank and not even realize it. And they're plant safe like a guppy. Multitude of colors. You can breed them for certain colors and make your own strain, just like with the guppies. What they bring from the koi side of it is they come from Japan, and the strains of them have the elegant Japanese naming with the Japanese words like what a koi would have. So you have that appeal of having the Japanese tradition and culture tied to it, because there's some appeal to that from some hobbyists want that. The Medaka can be kept outside in many areas year round. They are very cold hardy, that they can be in temperatures really low, and are bred a lot of the times to be viewed from above, in addition to viewed from the side. So viewed from above in a pond or a tub or something like that, you get that really nice looking finnage and color patterns and stuff that you would in a koi, but it's on a little small size. It's the guppy size. So you could have like a porch tub pond and have Medaka in there and have the feeling of a little nano koi and the elegance that a koi pond brings to a home with a larger pond. You can get that in a smaller setting, at a individual house with less land, or in an apartment complex on a balcony, or a wide variety of options there. So I think they will continue to be popular in the hobby unless something drastic happens that they get wiped out or something. As long as they're still available, they will be popular, and they'll grow in popularity as word gets out there about them, more people learn about them and are exposed to them. As long as they're available, I think that you'll need both. You will have and will need in the hobby both sides of the argument of the mutt Medaka or the pure line Medakas. You will have both sides, and you will need both sides to keep the hobby maintained. And that's like in the guppies. You've got people that love guppies because they're guppies, and they have mixed varieties in one tank. You have, as they refer to them, the mutt guppy tanks, that just you have blues and reds and blacks and yellows and all just intertwined and going together, swimming in groups all together, and you will have that in Medakas, and I think that will be needed and will continue. And it's needed because a lot of new people will want that, but a lot of experienced fish keepers will like that also, that they're not worried about the breeding and the straight pure lines and all that they just want the Medaka for what the Medaka are. Beautiful fish. It can be mosquito control. It can be kept indoors or outdoors. It's great all the way around. But you will have the people that are really into preserving lines, making their own lines, and they focus on the genetics and the breeding and the naming structure and all of that stuff as a more in-depth level of the Medaka hobby. And you have that with the guppies, and that's kind of evident through, like, you have the IFGA, I'm forgetting the acronym name, International Fancy Guppy Association, I believe, where you have guppy shows and they judge based on these standards for that line. Is your guppy that thing? And I think you will see similar things pop up down the road, years in the future, for the Medaka, that you'll have Medaka only shows where they would judge the Medaka based on how close is this fish to that line standard. And I think both sides are needed for the popularity of the Medaka to continue advancing in the hobby and for it to grow to all of its potential. So, just been a little spill of a revisit of what my discussion was at the Keystone Clash with multiple people about Medaka rice fish and my views on it. And part of the struggle that you'll have in the beginning, Medakas have been around for a while, but the popularity is growing in its infancy right now, and part of the struggle will be getting them to people, getting the different strains out there, and getting Medaka in general, because in a lot of areas pet stores don't carry any Medaka at all, and getting them out there through clubs, getting pet stores to carry them, getting the varieties available, and that will be part of the struggle, and getting people to learn what they are. So that's just been a brief rundown as I'm driving down the road about the Medaka discussion that I had, my thoughts on it, and let's continue this in the comments with what are your thoughts on Medaka. Do you think they'll be around a while? Do you think we need to focus on the pure strains, or do we just need to let it go and focus more on encouraging people to keep the mutt Medaka tanks, the mixed lines? Let me know in the comments. Have you kept Medakas? What's your experience? And we'll see you next time.